All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the High Tech Talk Show with your hosts, me, Andrew, and Kylie. All right.
So now you're probably wondering, what is this talk show all about? Who would come up with such an awkward, stupid idea to have a talk show for high tech when high tech already is nerdy enough? They don't need anyone to tell us what we're doing. Well, if you're wondering how we came up with this, we basically just came up with it out of nowhere. I mean,
Yeah. It was basically like, I want to do a podcast. You want to do a podcast? Bam, we have a talk show now. So, yeah, you're going to have to sit through this with us. Hooray.
episodes will come out monthly every month. Guys, better listen to it. It's going to be a really fun time. We'll talk about everything high tech and even more. And if you're not from high tech, well, then you should still get a nice grasp of the great high school experience that we all have. So, now you're probably wondering, who are these two losers that are talking to me? And why do they sound so damn annoying? Well, again, we are from High Technology High School. We are from Student Council. This is a council sponsored event given to you. Now, I'm Kylie Lynn. I am the owner of High Tech's infamous Fat Dog.
And I'm Andrew Ang, and I'm always perpetually high on energy drinks, which makes me both the most tired person and the most energetic person out there.
Now,
And
this talk show is going to be the most lighthearted as possible. We are going to give you the deets on everything high tech and beyond. So, not everything is going to be about high tech. So, don't be afraid of getting bored from us. And this episode is about back to school, since, back to school. It's
yeah,
already a topic on its own.
I mean, Corona's done a lot to this like whole school year in general. So it's gonna be pretty messed up because like half of us are gonna go hybrid schooling and half of us are gonna go virtual. It's like very confusing. Plus like, oh my God, all these classes and schedules. It's gonna be crazy.
So, Andrew, are you going to do hybrid or full virtual?
Personally, I feel like I want to do like hybrid because I just want to go to school and see my friends, even if it's only for like half the year. And I understand you, Kylie, are doing virtual. Do you want to
Yeah,
explain
yeah.
your reasoning for it?
Well, I was actually really keen on going back. I was like, oh, I want to see all my friends again and things like that. But then I saw cases were getting worse here. And I also have a grandparent who lives with me, so that's kind of a risk. I didn't also, I didn't want to wake up
Oh my
5
God.
in the morning.
You know what?
'Cause
That's totally 100% fair.
I usually wake up at like 5:45 in the morning. So I didn't want to do that anymore. I can just get up and then go to my computer.
That's good. I mean, at least one thing that would be bad about hybrid is the busing, because I honestly don't want to go on. I'd rather just get picked up and driven to school because, to be
Yeah.
honest, it's super not safe on the bus because everyone's just going to be in one tight area. It's going to be like, it's not going to be safe. So it's better just to get like driven to school, to be honest. I mean,
Just
also,
imagine.
it's like less time because most people here have like, what, half an hour to like an hour bus rides. It's like kind of insane. So I'm kind of glad people are just going to get, like, people are hopefully going to get picked up and just driven to school. It's safer and also just takes less time.
Yep. The second reason why I personally wanted to stay home, grades.
Oh,
So last year, I don't know if this is everyone, but I found that I did significantly better and I studied more when I was at home. So that means my grades were higher. Don't know about sophomore year since the teachers are going to be harder, we have harder courses, less time or homework, but I think it'd be fun to have better grades.
actually, for me, it's kind of the opposite, where online, I just feel like, you have so much free time, you can kind of do whatever you want. So a lot of the time, it's just like, if you're not in a classroom environment, you're not kind of in that mood to study and do that stuff. So you kind of just like half work and half like watch a video. That's usually what I end up doing is I just put on like a video in the background and I like half listen to the video and half do my work, which I feel like is kind of unproductive. But I feel like in school, I'm more productive because I'm just like motivated by other people and just like, you know, peer pressure and stuff. It's actually kind of helpful in some ways. So that's my view on it. I understand you are just like, you are much better doing virtual, but I feel like I like talking to people and just like getting motivated by other people.
Well, one thing that I think not only just you and me, but everyone can agree on that is better, no matter whether you're doing a hybrid or remote, is the food situation, the lunch situation. No matter what you're doing, whether you're staying at home or going to school, I think that the lunch situation at high tech will be much better if we just went to school full time, everything before the pandemic, because it was fun going to lunch. We always had these nice food trades. We had the microwave incident last year, which shout
Oh
out
my
to the
God.
person who blew up that microwave. And I
Absolutely
think
amazing. What a
you
mad
are
lad.
epic. Make sure to check your time next time you punch in those numbers in the microwave, okay?
Oh my God, they're gonna get so mad at us.
Oh well.
All right. Let's see. Well, I mean, this is a question for just you and everyone else. How did Corona affect you? Like, how did this whole pandemic change your life?
Well, it kind of it kind of changed it for the better and for the worse. I became a cook. I became more of a cook in this pandemic. I've been cooking a lot more, making desserts, cooking food, which I think is fun. However, my sleep schedule is all over the place. I mean, I'm sleeping like 10 hours a day.
Oh my God, I can totally relate. Actually, I started cooking a lot more ever since the pandemic started as well. I used to only do baking because that was just my thing, but now I actually started just cooking, just like making meals for my family, and it's actually like really fun and relaxing because there's so much more time. You can just kind of chill, especially since it's this like I had the whole summer of just like free time. It's like so much time to just do what you feel like doing and do what you want to do. And also like you can learn a bunch of stuff online. So
Yeah.
that was the whole thing. But I mean
Well,
overall though, Corona kind of sucks. Like
it does.
I just want this pandemic to be over so I can like just see my friends and actually like
Yeah.
not worry about social distancing from them.
Also, being cooped up in the same area all the time, it does get a little bit tiring. You do get sick of the people around you. I was
Yeah.
really looking forward to using my Six Flags, what is it called, season pass this year, and I didn't even use it once.
Oh my God. Wait, are they still selling them? No, I remember
I
hearing
think,
this like advertisement for Six Flags like
yeah, I
season
think people are still
passes.
going. I see like
You can still go? What?
people still go. Not from our school. I've never seen anyone from our school go, but I've seen people from like my home school or
What?
like where I would go if I didn't get accepted into high tech. They're like all going, and I'm like, are you crazy?
Yeah, I know, right? Like I am very nervous about the rides and stuff. Like, how sanitary is that even gonna be?
Yeah.
I personally would never risk it. That seems terrifying. But I mean, I guess you do you, I guess. Just
Yeah.
as long as you know how to keep safe and like how to properly social distance.
Well, that's enough about us for now. We're going to cut back to some of the other people that we've been talking to and see what they're doing during Corona and whether they're going to school or not. So we'll be right back and see you later.
All right, see ya, everyone. We'll be back after a short break.
All right. So for the first ever student section of the High Technology Talk Show, we decided to ask people what they thought about the new COVID-19 guidelines for school. Now, please take note that these responses were recorded before Mr. Bowles decided to switch high tech into full remote learning for the time being. And at that time, people had the choice to go to hybrid or remote learning. But here are some opinions. So we asked people 3 questions, and the questions were: first, how do you feel about the new schooling system? Make your opinion very clear. Second, Based on last school year and how school is going to be this year, how do you feel about the procedures that were put in place? Is high tech doing a good job so far? And lastly, if high tech were to make some quality entertainment content, would you watch or listen to them? Now, first, now now all these people that I'm going to say, they did agree to have their responses shared, so please take note of that. And first, we got sophomore, or incoming sophomore, I should say, Amanda Lynn. Now, Amanda Lynn, she's my friend, and she said, for the first question, um, which is how do you feel about the new schooling system? She said, I think it's good considering the situation we're in with COVID-19. I did enjoy being virtual last year because I got to sleep more and do the work for the most part whenever I feel like it. However, it is important to be in person, and I think they did a good job balancing the in-person education with health concerns. Now, Amanda, we totally get you, and we do think that people, and honestly, Andrew and I both think that the school is doing a good job. And while it is sad to be not in person, since a lot of people, not just myself, feel that in person learning does feel more engaging and that you do learn more, we will have to kind of put that to the side for now and stick with online learning to make sure that everyone is safe. And for the second question, she said, I'm going to be virtual for at least the first marking period, so the procedures being put in place to make sure people don't get COVID-19 don't affect me that much. I'm not quite sure how instruction is going to be delivered for people who are virtual, whether we will be watching videos, live streams, or doing asynchronous assignments, or both. So it's hard to say whether I think HTHS is doing a good job as of right now. However, I do think they did a good job last year. Now, thank you to Mr. Bowles and the whole high-tech staff for making this such an easy, well, I wouldn't say easy, but a smooth transition. It could have been a lot harder, and I'm glad that we have good teachers and administration that made it as smooth as it was. Now, for the third question, she said, maybe it depends. Don't, and in parentheses says, don't kill me now, Kylie, end parentheses. My brother might want to watch / listen to it though, if only to roast people. And she also put in another set of parentheses, he roasted almost all the pictures in the yearbook. Now, Amanda, your brother's my new best friend now. And I must say, you got me hopeful in the first part. I mean, maybe is not good enough of an answer. We really hope that you would listen to the High Technology Talk Show. Just saying. Now, our next person is going to be an incoming freshman, or I guess by the time you guys are listening to this, she will be a freshman. Her name's Haley. Thank you, Haley, so much. And for the first question, she says, I think the new schooling system, because now they've changed it to full online. So she answered this after Mr. Bowles sent out the email. I think it's going to be a safer option and that things should stay this way until COVID-19 gets better. We all have a responsibility to do our part to prevent COVID-19 spread, and full remote learning is a good way to do so. However, I am a little concerned as to the social life at high tech during and after remote learning. Yeah, we totally understand you, Haley. I mean, to be honest, we haven't been able to connect with friends as often, and really, the only thing that's getting close to physical interaction is video calls. But we do, like Haley said, we do have to do our part, and it is what it is, and hopefully this will get better soon. Now, for the second question, she said, I'm not sure if the second question applies as much anymore since we're doing it remote learning, and I haven't really had much information about the procedures put in place for remote learning. However, I have heard from a friend that's also a high-tech student that there may be a freshman event to address their concern that I mentioned earlier about making friends. For me, because I'm from Marlborough, I have many friends that are in high tech. However, students that are the only ones from their district are probably going to be much more affected by remote learning and a lack of opportunities to connect and make friends. Therefore, I really like the proposal of a freshman event. Now, to be honest, I'm a sophomore, and sophomore council, obviously, since we all know each other, we don't really know. We don't really have to do these type of things, but it is a good idea. Thank you, Haley. And for the last question, the most important question, she said, I think if they made entertainment content, whether I watch it or not, would really depend on how entertaining it is. In the past, in both middle and elementary school, some form of entertainment content has been produced by the school, though I've never watched any of it because I thought it was boring. However, I believe that if there was some way to make it more student oriented, it would actually be interesting. I may watch less listen. That's like a maybe. I mean, Haley, I was hoping for a full blown yes, but you know what? I guess we're just gonna have to prove ourselves to you. Alright, so our next response is from Amanda Guan. She's a sophomore, and she is a god. But to the more important thing at hand, we are going to read her response, and I'm looking for it right now. Thank you. And for the first question, she says, I think it makes sense to want to carry out the hybrid system, but I also worry about how well it will actually work. I don't see how it is that much better than just full remote learning because of the social distancing measures and the need to constantly wear a mask. I'm also worried that people will end up getting COVID at school. Understandable. Moving on. The safety procedures seem thorough, and high tech seems to have done a pretty good job. However, the procedures are also definitely not foolproof, as that is pretty much impossible, and I worry about issues such as asymptomatic transmission, sorry about that, and the difficulty of enforcing social distancing. Also understandable, but now we need to go to the most important question, whether or not they would listen to our entertaining quality content. Whether or not I would watch/listen to the entertainment content depends on how entertaining it is and what it's about. I would probably check it out at least once, although I would most likely wouldn't watch/listen to it regularly. Amanda, we are officially not friends anymore. You better listen to this whole thing. Jesus. And last but not least, we got, I think we have another response. I'd be really upset if there was another response. Just so you know, by the time I'm filming this, it's been a while, basically. But you know what? Oh, Albert. So apparently, I can't find another response, which is super duper weird. This sucks. Oh. Okay. So last but not least, we got Albert Dong. He is a really good friend in the sophomore class. And for the first question, he says, I don't really know about the whole situation regarding COVID and school reopenings, but I personally don't think allowing hybrid's a good idea. We all got our views. We should respect them, whether you want to go back or not. It's up to you. Second, it's definitely an improvement compared to virtual learning last year. Gotta give us more details, Albert. Come on. And the last one is, if some of my friends were to take part, I'd be down to watch it. TV series sounds interesting. Now, Albert, hope you're my friend. I mean, I am your friend. So, listen to the High Technology Talk Show. Releases whenever I want it to. And that's for the student section today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the High Technology Talk Show. All
Now, a
right.
lot of things have been changing recently in high tech, and we got a lot of new school news to talk about this time. First, Mr. Roach, man, he retired.
Yeah,
Practically, the god of high tech is gone.
yeah, biology will never be the same.
I
But
feel bad for the freshmen.
yeah, they'll never get to experience Mr. Roche. And speaking of freshmen, like Corona's gonna like absolutely change everything for them since they haven't even experienced like normal life in high tech. So it's gonna be like probably a really rough time just for them to just like adjust.
Basically, freshmen, we salute you. We admire you for not complaining throughout this whole entire experience. We're sorry you couldn't experience high tech the way the rest of us had, even if it was for a short time. But first, we're going to talk about what's going to happen with Mr. Roach and his replacement. Do you know who his replacement is?
I don't exactly know who it is, but I heard it's some person from a lab of some sort.
Yeah,
I have no idea, but I mean, I'm kind of excited as well at the same time just to see who he is and
he's
you know,
also, I think, part of our research department now, since Mr. Roach
oh
was
yeah,
also part of our research department.
another research teacher. Yeah, that's
So,
pretty
to
cool.
all the freshmen out there, sorry we couldn't give you more advice on biology. We, if it were up to us, we would have gave you so much advice on bio objectives
Oh my
and
god.
and those really, really weird tests that were surprisingly either hard or really easy.
Oh my
So,
god. And all
sorry,
those like
freshmen,
the
you're
pop
on
quiz
your
type
own.
things, the labs. Oh my
Yeah.
god. So many things you guys probably won't get to experience in the way we did, but that's okay. I mean,
Remember when we did that video for Mr. Roach at the end of the year?
yeah, I'm really glad we made that.
I'm so glad we made that. We like asked everyone to make like a short, maybe like 15, 20-second clip on what Mr. Roach meant to them and like thanking him. It was
Yeah,
so sweet. We
I
got
know.
a lot of submissions, so thank you to the people who submitted them. And we put some really cool music in the background.
Yeah. It was
Also, shout out to Warren and Niall. Your video literally made both Andrew and I almost cry when we watched it the first time. It was
it was
so awesome.
amazing. It was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Did
All
Mr.
right.
Roach cry when we showed
Mr.
him
Roche
that
did
bit?
cry. He
He did?
actually, yeah, he did. Did you remember?
I
Oh,
didn't
wait,
see it.
I forgot. You were the one who was presenting the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I was presenting it on Google Meet. So on Google Meet you had an option to basically transmit your tab onto everyone else's screens. But then I didn't know whether changing the tab would like change like ruin the whole thing. So I was really scared the whole time because I transitioned really awkwardly. He was like, does anyone have any questions? And I was like, I really need to show you something.
I mean, I'm glad we showed it to him. It was
I'm glad we showed
amazing.
it to him. He
He did
cried.
cry. It was,
It was sweet.
yeah.
Yeah. High tech's not going to be the same without Mr. Roach. So, Mr. Roach, if you're listening to this, we miss you so, so much.
So much. Oh,
Also, we
oh
have
my
no
goodness.
idea what to do with research, so please just tell us. We
Maybe
have
he
your
can come
email,
back.
Mr. Roach. Come back. Just
I
kidding.
mean,
Enjoy your retirement.
yeah. I mean, he did say he might swing by like high tech every now and then.
Yeah,
So maybe, fingers crossed.
maybe.
All right.
But also, Miss Morrison. Miss
Yeah, Miss
Morrison.
Morrison is also, she's
She was,
transferred to a different school district, I believe.
it was like Ocean, right?
Something like that. I actually have no idea, but
So, sorry to the freshmen of this year. We can't even give you that much advice because, first of all, COVID just ruined everything. So, we don't even
I
know
know,
what's going to
right?
happen with you guys. And not only that, but you basically just lost two of the famous teachers of high tech. And, well, now we don't even know what's going to happen to you guys.
I'm sure they'll do fine. I mean, they
They'll
made it
be
here
fine.
fine, so like, I'm sure
Yeah.
they'll survive
Heard this
one way or
freshman
another.
class really smart. Heard they're like smarter than me. But then again, that's not that hard. But I heard they were really smart.
Yeah, I mean, this year seems to be really competitive, so they're
We
probably
got some competition.
Yeah. I mean, all right, next thing we have on the list is, oh yeah, schedules. Schedules are like totally weird this year for like the hybrid and virtual kids.
It's the same like schedule, like same classes you would have in a day for whether you're doing hybrid or remote learning. But it's just weird. For a second, I actually thought that they didn't swap it around because the first few people I talked to, they were all in my section last year. And they were like in the same. So some of us were like, oh, come on. I didn't like my section. So, why do I have to go through this again? Oh, speaking of
Oh,
sections to the freshmen, so sections are basically people that you share all your classes with. So if you're in someone's section, you share all your classes with them, and you basically, your whole class would just travel to all of your other subjects together. So that, just in case for the freshmen, if you're wondering what a section is
yeah.
before
And they're usually
you.
based off of things like math, like your math level and which language you're taking. So people often shuffle around just based on that. Like I know, well, actually, we don't share all the classes together. Like people move around for languages and stuff like
Yeah, and research, I think. Research,
that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, research, health, and what else? Oh yeah, gym. People. Well, actually, you still travel as a section for gym,
No,
but
I think for gym is you mix with another section.
yeah, you mix from I believe the grade above you, right?
Either the grade no, it's either the grade above you for freshmen, it's the grade above you or the same grade. Because I remember when I had it, they did. I had a class where it was the juniors and us, and then my Friday PE class was me with another section in our grade.
See, I always had it with the sec. It was one of the sections of the sophomore year above us, so I only had them. But I know some other like groups had like gym with other sections in the same year. So yeah,
Sections are going to be really weird this year. I think I know a decent amount of people in my section this year.
yeah. I mean, I'm in your section, so
Oh my god, Angie's in my section.
don't worry. I won't kill you. Anyway.
So I heard about the teachers this year. So let's start with the freshman teachers, since they're also very new to high tech, and they would most likely be listening to this talk show. So to the
That
freshmen who
makes me
are
nervous.
listening to this talk show, thank you. Tell your friends.
Yes, please.
And
We need more people to watch this. This is
also to all the people who aren't listening to our talk show, shame on you. How dare you?
well, I mean, you don't have to shame them, but just coerce them into watching it.
So Miss Garrity last year, I had Miss Garrity. She was my first teacher on a Monday. Miss Garrity was nice. Miss
Miss
Garrity
Garrett
was
is
really
really
cool.
nice.
She was really
She's
cool.
she's really understanding of us. Like, she knows when there's like deadlines and stuff for different things, and I remember she used to talk about bio objectives,
Oh my
where
god,
she'd be
yeah.
like, okay, once you're done with the work, you can go do work for another class and also finish your bio objectives. And that was really nice of her.
She was like probably the most relatable
I
high
know,
tech
right?
teacher, at least in our freshman year. So not saying the other high tech teachers aren't relatable, but she just appealed to our high tech, I guess, high techness.
Yeah,
And
she
she was
gets
like,
us.
stop doing your bio objectives, stop checking your GPA. Well, like
Oh my
10 of us was looking at our GPAs. She's like, stop it. And then
god.
she'd be like, you guys had a math test, right? And when we would all be like, oh my god, what'd you get for question number 4? She's like,
Oh,
stop talking about math. That was funny.
that was really funny. Plus, we got to do presentations in our class, and we got to like do VAX. VAX was pretty fun.
Oh
Like,
yeah, Vex is so much fun. But I will say, I've never felt so dumb while doing Vex. I felt like the people in my group were so much better at than me. And I was like, I'm here.
oh my god, I can relate to that. Anyway, moving on, we have Miss G, who is the teacher for IED in freshman year.
Miss G is so sweet.
She's
Like
she's
she
really cool.
she's
Not
so
gonna lie.
cool. Some of you freshmen and even the sophomores will probably think she's really quirky and weird, but that's just part of the Miss G charm.
Miss Miss G's charm. She's really amazing. She'll give you a bunch of random talks throughout this like school year. Like she'll talk about stuff like personal hygiene, safety, and stuff like that. And she also has a lot of personal experience in so many different jobs. Like I believe she used to be a firefighter or something
Yeah.
at some point, and that's really cool. Plus, oh my God, near the end of the year, this one time she showed us how she was making a bus. Like she was sorry, not bus. She was building. Well, yes, it was a bus. She was building a
Yeah, it
bus,
was best.
just a literal bus, and I was like, what? How? That was. And then she showed us pictures of it, and I was like, that's so amazing. Yeah, she's really cool. Like I gotta say.
Miss G. I remember it was like December and we were doing ugly sweater contest. So I was like, she was like, does anyone have siblings that go to biotech? And my sister goes to biotech. So then she went, wear the biotech sweatshirt. It would be a very nice ugly sweater if you did that. And I did. I've
Oh
never
my
seen Miss
god.
G so proud of anyone until
Oh
that
my
day.
god.
So to all the freshmen, even if we're not going to hold ugly sweater thing this year, wear, or even the Halloween competition this year, wear the biotech sweatshirt. If you know anyone who goes to biotech and has a sweatshirt, wear the sweatshirt any day. It would be super fun.
It's oh my god. I remember the Halloween competition they had.
Oh
Someone
yeah.
dressed up. Just the only thing they had on was just the biotech sweatshirt, and the judges asked her like what was she dressed up as, and she said a loser, and everyone was laughing so hard, and it was absolutely amazing. I don't know who won that one, but the Halloween costume party and that whole thing is so much fun. We had so many different cool costumes. We had, I think, a group of 3 people who dressed up as the Heathers from the Heather musical, and
Oh
that was
yeah.
crazy.
We
We
had a
also had people with
farmer
like, yeah,
and
we
a
had
carrot.
people with tie-dye hair. Oh, and also someone dressed up as bio-objectives, and that was amazing.
I think that was Miss G, right?
That was Miss G. Miss G
That was
dressed up
Miss
as
G.
bio-objectives. Absolutely amazing, and also traumatic at the same time.
Uh, so next we got Miss Gross. Miss Gross, I think she's pretty cool teacher.
Her class is really fun and interesting. Like,
Yeah.
she makes you read all sorts of news articles in class, and I think it's a very interesting way to just think about like current events and just it's something I never expected from an English class. I think it's really interesting that, and I think we should be educated on the things that are happening in the real world
Yeah.
around us. So I think it's kind of nice how we like every day we just pick up the New York Times and just like read an entry and then just respond to it. It's a really relaxing class. Plus, like
Oh yeah.
the independent reading time she gives, it's really relaxing. Like the whole atmosphere, it's kind of aesthetic. Trust me. To all the freshmen who get her, it's gonna be a very, very relaxing and interesting class.
All the freshmen get her, right?
Yeah, all the freshmen get her.
I will say I have never had a good track record with English teachers. Like I didn't like fool around in their like in middle school and elementary school. I didn't like fool around. They just never liked my writing style. And they give me
Oh,
like
that's okay.
lower grades for that. And I'd be like sad. And then
Oh,
Miss
it's
Gross
okay.
was like one of those teachers who actually liked my writing style and gave me higher grades. It like restored my faith into being like into having a good relationship with my English teachers.
That's really nice.
Yes, thank you, Miss Gross.
All right, and next we have Mr. Darby, the gym teacher.
Mr. Darby.
Mr. Darby and his Darby car. Oh my god.
Oh my god, did you ever get a chance to ride the Darby cart?
No, I
Oh,
have
that
never.
sucks. I've
Have
never
you?
rode it. No.
Has anyone in your class ridden in the Darby car?
I remember, I think one time someone was injured, but it wasn't in my class. It was in another section. It
Oh
was
my
just like
god.
a merger. Mr. Darby, he introduced us to the one very high-tech thing, and that is juke ball.
Oh my god.
Now, to anyone who doesn't know what juke ball is, first of all, if you're a sophomore, if you don't know what juke ball is by now, what are you even doing?
What a shame.
Second
A
of
little bit
all,
of shame.
like we're totally not judging you if you don't know what juke ball is and you're a sophomore. and then so freshmen, little help, little pre-information for your midterms.
Oh my
Juke ball is a very, very interesting sport where you got nets on both sides of the court, and you don't play defense at all. In this sport, juke ball doesn't have defense.
Yep.
And basically your team, someone will throw the ball at the net and try to aim in the middle and score a point, but then if the other team catches it midair, like after it bounces off, then it's their point. Is it their point or no point?
It's no point. But wait, I don't actually remember. Oh my god. I'm gonna get
Sorry,
bullied
Mr.
so hard.
Darby.
We're
Sorry,
gonna get
Mr.
bullied so
Darby.
hard.
No, sorry, Mr. Darby. Mr. Darby, don't listen to this part. And then basically, you might think, God, what kind of sport has no defense? That must be so boring. But then juke ball is a legend at high tech. To be honest, most of us thought, what kind of joke sport is this that has no defense? But then it's one of the most fun sports ever.
It's amazing. It's very action packed. It's a lot of running. It's extremely loud. People get pretty riled up. But it's
You get to do other things like obviously tennis and soccer and basketball, but then I think juke ball is like number one
juke
by
ball number
far.
one. Definitely.
Make sure you paid attention to all the Darby talks. You get
Yes.
midterms and finals in gym.
Those are not to give any spoilers, but those are quite the legend. Just make sure you're studying every single like sport and thing you do in gym. It's
Basically, do not be like, oh, gym is just the time where where I just run around and pretend to do stuff. Actually pay attention and
yes.
especially study for the midterms. They are not as easy as you think they are.
I was so surprised when I saw them. I was like, what is this? I was all right.
Sorry to Mr. Darby, who we forgot we forgot what
juke ballers,
juke
forgive
ball
us.
rules were. Sorry.
But trust me, it's incredibly fun to anyone who's listening. All right, and we have Mr. Malarkey next.
I remember Mr. Malarkey. He used to make a lot of jokes with his name. I remember Malarkey on a car key, and like he put his face in Miss Brown's classroom.
Oh my god, that he's a really fun teacher. Trust me, he's kind of like the meme teacher. Not gonna lie, he's very like with our generation, and it's kind of hilarious. Like on his Google Classroom, he'll post stuff like just random images of memes. Like he made him he'll write stuff about like the quadratic equation and stuff like that, and just make a joke out of it. He's really funny, and it's really exciting to be in his class. Like, it's a shame I don't have him this year, but
Yeah.
shoutouts to him. He's a really cool teacher.
He's also pretty cool teacher since he has an iPad. I think second half of the year he got like an iPad, and ever since he's been teaching on there, and you get to like draw stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's like, "Can you answer this question? Just write the answer and then take advantage of the fact that you have the power of
You
the
can
iPad."
a terrifying power. You can write anything. Just
Also, if you're gonna talk to him, if you're gonna give Mr. Malarkey anything, give him some really nice nacho fries. Those are the best, according to him. Sorry, Mr. Malarkey. Haven't tried nacho fries. I've been cooking a lot this quarantine, and I haven't got the chance to make nacho fries.
Okay, not gonna lie, I've never heard what are nacho fries. I don't know what those are.
I didn't hear about them until Mr. Malarkey ever mentioned. I think it's just like nachos, but instead of chips, like it's
You just use the
fries.
fries as dip, like
Yeah,
things to dip. Oh my god, that actually sounds really yummy.
yeah.
I should try it sometime.
Also, laugh at Mr. Malarkey's jokes, even if they're bad. Sorry, Mr. Malarkey. Even if you guys think they're bad, just laugh at them. It's gonna make the whole class less awkward. It's also not gonna hurt Mr. Malarkey's feelings.
All right. Ooh, Miss Brown is the other math teacher. To be honest, I never had Miss Brown as my math teacher because I had Mr. Malarkey, so I actually don't know that much about her. But I know from what I've heard from other people, she's definitely she's really nice and she's one of the more, like, I don't know, very chill teachers, like kind of always relaxed and stuff like that. So I heard she's a really, like, just nice teacher. Also, she gives extra credit all the time, and that's like
Oh,
really
really?
cool. Yeah, she supposedly gives like extra credit on every test, which is like really good for people. It's really helpful to boost your GPA and stuff. So,
I had her for data analysis, and based on what she was, she's like one of those savage teachers. Like like if anyone does anything, she'll find a way to have a really nice comeback. And it's like, ooh,
she's pretty good at roasting people. I know that for sure.
yeah. But I will say, what the day I wore a biotech sweatshirt to school, she almost killed me.
Oh, I'm so
She was like,
sorry.
"What are you doing here?" It was so awkward.
I can imagine the reactions of every teacher. Oh my god.
I think the only teacher who didn't say anything was Mr. Roach that day.
Did he just not
Mr.
comment on it?
Roach. Yeah, he just didn't say anything. Mr. Roach, we miss you.
So much. Ooh,
Uh,
what other teachers are the freshmen gonna have? Oh yeah, the language teachers. I can't speak for all the language teachers since I only had Spanish. There's three other languages, obviously: Latin, Spanish, and French. So I had Spanish. So I had the newer teacher actually, uh, Senorita Lag. She's the teacher who actually, she's a new teacher. She replaced Senora Chen from before. She's really, really nice, and she always, like, in class, she's very free about things. Like, sometimes she'll just like have a talk about like Spanish culture and stuff like that. And also there's some times where she gets really philosophical and starts talking about like her philosophy on things. And like she'll often tell funny stories about her daughter and her husband. And her class is just really fun, lighthearted, and it's really just very relaxing. I think a lot of high tech is pretty relaxing. It's like the teachers are generally like really calm and just they let you do what you want to do as long as you get work done and you're paying attention.
yeah.
I think it's one of the coolest parts of being in the school.
Yeah, so don't be nervous about competition when you get into high tech. Like, obviously, there are going to be people who are just better than you at stuff. You're going to be better than other people at certain other things. Just don't be scared about whether things are going to be hard enough. As long as you kind of just get your head and wrapped around the mindset of being a hard worker, which obviously if you got into high tech, then you already are. Then you're practically fine.
Yeah, I mean, freshman year is definitely the roughest year for transitioning. Like, honestly, I mean, I can't speak for everyone else, but for me, freshman year it was kind of a wake up call ish when I realized that you really can't procrastinate as much as you might have used to at your old school. You got to really focus on getting your work done and just keeping on top of things. Otherwise, things just kind of pile up and it's like rough. But over time, you get used to it, and it's really like after you get used to it and get onto like getting your work done and submitting things on time, you kind of get into a flow and it kind of carries you through the rest of the year. And it's trust me, freshman year is amazing.
Next teacher we have up is Madame Semic Morris, or simply just Madame. Literally, you will, if you take French, you will have her all the years that you take French, which is basically all of your years at high tech. She's super nice, super cool. She's kind of like one of those unexpectedly savage teachers where like you will say something and she might actually come out with a comeback and it'd be like, whoa.
That sounds fun.
Also, study for French tests. Some of them are really hard. So even if it's just for 10 minutes, study. But after I tell you this little bit, you're probably not going to care about studying anymore. That's because you get food days in Madame's class. We had a crepe day. We've done some of the weirdest things in French class. We got crepe day, cookie day, fashion show day.
Oh my god, I'm so jealous of like the food day. That sounds so amazing. Getting to eat like French foods.
Yeah, I know, right?
It sounds
I
amazing.
didn't know they had like those really weird like concave crepe makers. You literally just like dip it in a bunch of batter and just lift it up and it's like cooked already. That was cool. So just a little secret to all you freshmen. Like be nice to Madame. She'll give you more food days. Oh yeah, and also request to watch The Boom. It's a really, really weird movie. You're gonna probably think it's cringy, but it's like one of those cringy movies that everyone likes to poke and make fun of. It's like one of those like meme movies.
Like the B movie. Nice.
Yeah, like the B movie.
And for the other
Personally,
two language teachers. Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
sorry. So personally, can't speak for Latin. Heard it's really cool. Be
And the
nice
other,
to Magistra. I think it's Magistra.
yeah, I think so as well.
Be nice to Magistra. Pay attention. I heard Latin. It's pretty cool. Pretty easy. So
And also, I can't speak for the other Spanish teacher, Senora Cava, but for anyone that gets her, oh wait, actually, I have heard some things about her. I've heard that she's got this no speaking English in her class, and it's actually really funny because I heard that she actually roasts kids in class, and it's hilarious. But I can't speak for her for what her class is like, but to every freshman, the language teachers are pretty cool. So
yeah.
yeah.
Just request for food days. And if you take Spanish and are in Dr. Cava's class, you're gonna have a day where you dance to the flamenco.
That's for all the Spanish classes. We all dance
Oh
the
really?
flamenco.
You guys
Yes,
all dance the flamenco?
we
Oh
all
dang,
dance the flamenco.
I wish
It
I
was
could have seen
amazing.
that.
It was an amazing experience, especially for everyone who couldn't dance. Haha, like me. Anyway, all right. Oh yeah, we have the research teachers. Well, the research teachers for freshman year are actually the same ones who do, like, they're the same ones who do the other classes, like
Math, I think.
yeah, math and some of the science classes. So we've already talked about them. What else?
Research, I think in the beginning, everyone was like, what is that class? That class is so easy. Why are we even doing this? But then you have to make up an experiment for the end of the year that you're going to do in sophomore year.
And a proposal. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and you make a proposal of what your experiment is, and that the teachers are very, very picky on. So pay attention, be very detailed as possible, be organized, everything on your proposal. Just a little bit of advice to you. They will grade you harshly. Like everyone thought like, oh, in like blank teacher is really nice and she doesn't grade harsh on my data assignments, so she's probably gonna be okay, or he or she is probably gonna be okay with my proposal. Like, no.
Do not procrastinate on your
Do not
proposal.
procrastinate. Do not
Absolutely do
skimp
not.
out. Yeah, do not
Yes.
skimp out on any details. Make everything consistent. Make it perfect as possible.
Yeah, do a lot of research. It's a lot of work, but you can definitely do it as long as you don't completely procrastinate, which uh, I totally can't say that I did procrastinate or did not. I mean, yeah, just stay on top of things and just keep like have a flow of just like working on your research proposal like once per week. So you're at least doing something instead of just being like me and waiting till the last week to just cram everything in. Haha.
Yeah. Also, don't do it too soon because you never know what your research teacher like. Don't do your whole entire proposal at like one day just to get it over with because you never know what your research teacher or research consult person is going to say about it, and then you have to change everything. And then you will tend to get a little bit cocky if you do it earlier. Be like, well, I already have mine out of the way. Like, no, you will constantly have to change things to make things like whether it's making it more specific or your research teacher will say, I don't want this in there and things like that. Just be definitely be ahead of schedule, like a little bit ahead of schedule, but don't be like basically don't be so far ahead that it will be so hard for you to change anything.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Data analysis
data.
is practically a branch off of research, I
Yeah,
feel
I
like.
mean, in data, you kind of just learn about all these different data analysis techniques to kind of find conclusions in the data and just to find patterns and stuff. It's surprisingly interesting because you get to learn about all these different methods and functions that exist inside of like Google Sheets that you can use to calculate all these different things like t-tests and like p-values and stuff like that. It seems really confusing at first, but the teachers are really good at just kind of guiding you into it step by step. And plus, you can also talk to your friends and just ask them how they did it, if they figured it out. It's something that you should definitely like cooperate with other people and just talk about how you figured it out and also teach others if they can't figure it out.
Do you remember health, Miss McCabe?
Health was, we barely had health, if I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest.
I think
Yeah,
we only
but
had health like 6 or 8 times in a year.
yeah, but we did learn a lot of things in health. It was a lot of like lessons on like mental health, physical health, and how to stay fit, also how to eat healthy. It's the standard stuff in health.
We never got to learn about CPR.
Oh yeah, we didn't actually do a CPR
Yeah,
test.
but so basically, um, for freshmen, it's a requirement that you guys learn and master CPR. But so based on who usually you would be split off into whether you have research or whether you have data or whether you have health that day based on who your data analysis teacher is. So Andrew and I were in the same class, and the week before, this group had CPR, and then the week we were supposed to get the CPR training, COVID
COVID went
locked
high.
down. Yeah, COVID locked down our school, and we just never got to learn CPR. And it's like,
Yep.
damn it.
Well, rip. That
I think
was
we are going to learn it this year, though. I think we're supposed to learn it this year.
okay.
So that's okay.
I'm kind of nervous for what health has in store, but
Oh, yeah.
that's for like every class. So, yeah.
Is there any other teachers?
I think we got them all. Wow.
Yeah. Sorry we couldn't give you information on history and bio. We don't know. I think I know who the new bio teacher is. I think he replaced Dr. Ellsworth for a short time that she I think she had to do something and she was on like a temporary leave, and
Oh,
then this guy filled her spot in like the research department and filled in for her classes. So I think there was a lot of rumors that this guy would replace Mr. Roach, and I guess like the Dr. Ellsworth leaving, people were saying like, oh, that's like a little bit more experience for the people who for him the next year, which is this year. Yeah, I think Craig Queenan, Mr. Queenan.
huh. I actually had no idea. I didn't know he actually taught here before, but I'm kind of excited to meet him in the future.
I'm unsure if I'm correct or not, but whoever your bio teacher is freshman, I'm betting they're going to be probably be really good. But I'm sorry, in my mind, Mr. Roach will be the best teacher I've ever had.
Mr. Roche, we miss you.
We miss
Anyway.
you. If you're listening to this, we miss you. And consider this as your invitation to come on our talk show.
That would be amazing.
That would be so fun. And I don't know who's replacing Miss Morrison for history.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything about that, so that's kind of like a blank slate. We have no idea.
Ooh. So, what have you been doing this quarantine, Andrew?
Oh,
Anything new? Anything fun?
oh boy. Quarantine's just been kind of like a do whatever you want kind of thing. Because we're all in quarantine over the summer, so we kind of can't go outside that much. So pretty much that kills like all our vacation plans, which sucks. But what we did get to do, what I got to do is I got to do a lot of just online courses and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of people who are just adjusting, like a lot of companies who are adjusting to the whole quarantine situation and putting a lot of stuff online. So some companies have like online courses that they're just giving away for free or for a very small price. So I just took a bunch of those and I was like, I'm gonna learn everything. But other than that, oh yeah, I also started cooking. That's one thing that I feel like quarantine has actually helped me on is I actually figured out how to cook some more. So I learned a few other dishes, just like I know how to make omelets now, fried rice, stuff like that. But that's pretty much all quarantine has let me do because like I mean not being able to see friends is honestly the saddest thing. What about you, Kylie?
Oh God, I do so much. Like you, I've been doing online courses, but I'm probably not as dedicated as you are. So I did do a few. Thank you to the teachers who helped me. I did a lot of cooking, made a lot of cheesecakes.
Oh my god,
Yep,
cheesecakes are so good.
I know. And I got recently it's my sister's birthday, and she got a new racing simulator. And since I'm a big racing fan, I get to play with it too. So, if to anyone who knows what Formula One racing is, you are my new best friend. Shout out to Ayrton Desai in the sophomore class. He's the only fan, the only one I can relate to when it comes to this stuff. Just imagine Formula One as driving a really, really fast car on a on really, really difficult tracks that require a lot of speed and a lot of agility, and then like the aerodynamics and everything. It's just playing the part, all the engineering and stuff like that is so complicated. And I'm surprised I haven't crashed more.
Oh my god, that sounds really exciting.
I
Like I
know.
kind of want to play now.
Yeah, I got this fancy new wheel, and basically, I got new headphones from that kit. I'm
Oh sweet.
actually using them right now. They have a really nice speaker on here.
Oh nice.
I know. So excited. I was so excited. I was like screaming when I saw it. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
Also, very happy. Thank you to my parents who got them for me. These headphones are the best.
Yes, indeed. Well, anyway, I think now that I look at it, we're about out of time. So, um, this is kind of it. This is the first episode of our talk show. We hope you tune in the future to see more of our awkward conversations about high tech. Yes.
Yes, stay tuned for our next episode all about every high schooler's favorite thing, the PSAT and the SAT.
Oh boy.
And oh boy, we're going to have a lot of things to talk about this year. Everything has changed.
Everything has
Uh,
changed.
Make sure to support your council to know if you're a freshman, whoever your council is, make sure to support them, give them ideas. You'll be thanking them for it. And to the sophomores, please support your council again.
Yeah.
We would really like some new advice on online events
Oh
and just
yeah.
everything.
If you're a sophomore who's listening, please, if you can, just think of some ideas for like online events, cool things that you want to see in the school, and just give us suggestions on what to implement. Anyway, thanks to everyone who's listening to the show. Stay happy and healthy.
Bye.
See ya.